Blue is more than just a color. Now, blue is a mentality. Blue is an attitude. It's a lifestyle. Blue is fearless. It's a sense of belief. It's a sense of fashion. It's more than just mere words. Blue, it's progress and it's growth as well. And speaking about growth, today on the show, we do get a guest who pretty much has been growing from one story to another, and it's all about story of glory. We get to meet a content cartel, a man who has made a name in Kampala for simply creating content, the one and only Nyaika. Welcome to the show, Nyaika.
Thank you for having me.
Now, listen, before you were a content creator, you are my plug for movies.
Yes.
My Mr. Fix-It. Every single time my phone fell down and the screen cracked, this guy had a solution for that. When I needed to upgrade from my X into my 11, this was the guy. And now look at him. He uses that very phone, but the latest one now, to create content that is pretty much igniting the world of storytelling. Nyaika, at what point in your life did that belief that I can be this guy that everybody who is into event creation, everybody who's into, making sure their Instagram is lit, is looking after?
I graduated from university. There is no jobs. And the available jobs, which were very hard to get, guys were offering us 900K, 800K as entry positions, for entry positions.
And that's little money for you, bro?
Yes, that is expenditure on a night, on a good night. Anyway, long story short, so I decided I wasn't going to spend 30 days in an office to make 300K because at that point I'd started helping my cousin go and do these events.
Yes.
And from those events, if you do the mathematics, if you go for a birthday party, bridal shower, baby shower, you get, at that time, you would get up between 250 to 350.
Yes.
Yeah? And that's for like what? 2 hours? Now, if you do the mathematics, if you do one of those every weekend, where are we? That's $1 million.
I mean, that's $1 million.
That's $1 million or $1 million.
1.2, yeah. Actually, 1.2, 1.3.
And that is just
a day.
12 hours in a month. So you have, 26 days to do something else. And that's why I used to go to Mutasa and sell phones.
Yes.
On a good day, if you go to Mutasa, even without capital,
yes,
what we what we call Kuyudiba,
yes,
you can enter there with zero capital and leave that building with about 200,000 or even $1 million.
Nice.
On a very good day, with no capital, just by knowing the right people to get from and sell. So I was doing that as this main hustle, side hustle.
Yes.
So together with those things, I was able to survive, and I figured I don't need to be in office doing boring things for 30 days to make a fraction of how much I can make in a month. So I allocated that time to other things, to growing, to getting better at photography. That's why I started traveling, doing wildlife, adventures, things that were more interesting. And I used to go to these shows. There were those street shows, fashion shows and whatever, experimenting, and that's how I got better.
Wow,
and this person.
It's interesting just to see and to hear how you were able to transition from the field of IT into this thing.
Actually, before I went to Mutasa,
yes,
I spent, I think, 2 years doing telecom engineering. Yeah. I was, because I had IT background,
yes,
and I used to deal with most of these engineers, the guys who do the manual work, install the cables, the masts, the fiber cables and all the things. So I used to deal with the computer section of it, installing the scripts and all those things.
Yeah.
But the problem came, we were not getting, because you're a subcontractor, you're actually not even the subcontractor. Someone gets the deal, gives it to some guy, the engineer.
And another guy gives to another guy, and then the other guy gives to another guy
on his team.
Yes.
So when it's time for payment, because you travel, you go to the field for a week, or 2 weeks, and then when you come back to Kampala after all that time, the only money you've been getting is per diem, which you spend. If any of you knows guys who travel and get per diem, we spend that money in the field. So you come back to Kampala, you have zero money, and the guys are telling you, wait, it's coming, client hasn't paid and all that. And eventually guy plays you, you don't have a contract.
Yeah.
You don't get paid. So eventually I'm like, nah, yeah, mfachi. So I quit. I'm like, you know what? It's too risky. You can easily fall from the mast and die.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, it's not worth it. Let me do something that is actually worth it. But I loved doing that stuff. But because there was no contracts, there was no formal whatever, I quit.
It's interesting because when you look at how you've been able to progress in life from IT, which you thought it wasn't it for you, and now to doing what you're passionate about. And, you know, you're making a lot of profits in content creation.
Yeah.
Obviously, your lifestyle has changed tremendously. I just want you to paint for us a picture of how your lifestyle has been able to progress over the years in the world of content creation.
Okay, so prior to all this, I think it was, I started doing videos in 2022. Before 2022, I'd never been to a show.
Yeah.
Before that, the only show I'd gone to was in Mbale I think 2017, 18. And there's a famous artist who was supposed to present at a place called Thatch.
Yes.
And the midnight came and the guy hadn't shown up yet. He wasn't on stage.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah,
let me go home.
I just
This guy's
walked
not
out.
telling me.
Yes, I left the man. I went home. I'm like, yeah, I can't deal with this stuff. But at that time, I was only doing pictures. Actually, I started doing photography.
Yeah.
But until 2022, I was only doing pictures. So that would allow me step out for like 2-3 hours, and then you're back home to your solitude. Yeah, I like being indoors. But when I started doing videos, everything changed. I have to be at the show till past midnight, and after that I'm at a party somewhere because your friends at a party. You need to socialize. You need to do a whole bunch of things with people. You need to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
So eventually I found myself being someone who actually enjoys hanging out and having fun with the people and my friends. So yeah,
it's interesting
So
to just see how your
true.
lifestyle has been able to change. But with everything you've gone through to becoming the content creator in Kampala, my question would be now, is this it for you? Is this the ultimate goal? If so, what is?
So before I thought, actually when I was still selling phones, I was like, I need my counter, have my phones there, and I'm sorted. But the dream has gotten way out of hand. It's become very big. So the plan is the dream, hopefully, is to do a full-on media studio. If you're familiar with studios like Universal,
Warner Brothers,
Warner Brothers,
Tyler Perry Studios,
for that kind of stuff, but not limited to video production. I also want to do something like BET, where you're able to produce shows, music, run campaigns. Like, I want to call it a digital agency, but that might be limiting myself. I want a full-on
360 studios.
360,
So audio, visual, entering advertising, marketing.
If you have a digital problem or a digital need, we can solve it. Digital content need. Audio, visual, graphics, everything. I want to be able to produce that. If Hollywood wants production in Uganda, they don't need to ship their crew here.
Yes.
We can do that here. We have the talent, we have the skill, and we need to be able to do that. Keep the money in Uganda. Not bring it and then take it back. I want to be able to provide such services in Uganda and the globe at large, eventually.
Nyaika, obviously, as a student of your life, I've seen that you've become who you are because you've been able to express yourself boldly.
Yeah.
How important is it for a creative to express themselves? How has expression served your career?
Okay. Let me put it into the simplest terms. If someone hurt you, if you're in a relationship with someone and that person probably cheated on you or they hurt you, and you keep it to yourself. You do not put it out there. Yeah, that person will not know how they have affected you. Yeah, so you'll find yourself having to go through the same experiences over again because the person will hurt you again because you never told him how you feel.
Yeah.
So now let's take it to content. If you do content, I'm a creator and I like to do content, but if I did that work, had those nice videos and kept them on my hard drives, then I feel like I haven't expressed myself. And in return, I haven't shared my feelings, my art with you, my perspective of things with you. So expression, according to me, is basically sharing your view of things and the world with the world.
Even as we understand the blue life of Nyaika, we do understand that a lot of you young boys and young girls out there, you'd want to step into the shoes of Nyaika here and be able to ignite your blue. Now, Nyaika, to that young lady, young boy out there, they look at you as a point of reference. What would you tell them in terms of becoming, a content creator in a place like the Pearl of Africa, Kampala to be precise?
All right. So I'm going to approach this particular question with a verse from Jermaine, the
Dupri man. Or Jermaine Cole?
Who is Jermaine Dupri? Anyway, let's focus on J. Cole.
Okay.
Anyway, there's a song, one of his earlier songs where he says, you got to dream like you never seen obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's chasing dreams like you never seen obstacle. And that thing stays in my mind. I'm like, you as much as things are hard, you can actually achieve these things. When I first met Lukman Ali, I didn't know who he was. And then he's a very simple guy. Yeah. And then Deepak, a friend of mine, shows me his work on YouTube. And it's blown. Yeah, I'm like, this is Uganda.
This is incredible.
We did this. So that thing stayed in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I need to level up. I need to level up. Yeah. And along the way, I managed to also start doing very nice work that I've gotten feedback from people asking me, this Nyaika guy is in Uganda. It's a Ugandan guy that shot this.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible to actually produce world-class content. Most of you guys have that content on your hard drives. You have it on your phones. You just need to put it out there. Yeah. You won't realize it's world-class until someone tells you. Because I used to feel like it's not good enough.
Yeah.
And I only started doing videos in 2022. The first show was Fireboy. When was that?
That was 2022. I think it was April 27th, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, it was in April.
That was the first show I went to. And look where we are in a span of 2 years? So you don't know where you could be in the next couple of months. All you have to do is stay focused, put in the work, and most important, have a dream. Yeah? Have a dream, put the work out there. Anything is possible. It's not CBZ on you. And keep it simple. Because you feel like my work should be like Lukman Ali's, my work should be like Nyaika's, or I should speak like Sami Wetala, I should have an accent like his, or be fluent when I speak on radio like him. You're scared of putting the work out there because you feel like it's not at the same level.
Yeah.
You're not going to grow if you keep thinking that way. Yeah, put it out there, and then get the feedback, and just build onto that.
Nyaika, you've talked about simplicity.
Yeah.
But also there are certain individuals who are watching right now and probably they do not believe in themselves. They look at their lifestyle, they're like, maybe my lifestyle is not cut out for the content creation. Maybe my ultimate goal is to just create content for my family members to consume. They cannot express themselves in the way they would want to because they feel like this is a big budget industry. Maybe I don't have the latest iPhone. I don't have the latest camera. I do not have the ability to create outstanding content.
Okay.
Yes. What would you say to that particular person who cannot ignite their blue just because they feel they're inadequate in one way or another?
Okay. So I would like to imagine you watch TV, right? So I want to break it to you that the phone you have in your hand, yeah, has a higher resolution than the cameras used to create the content you see on TV. Those guys film content at 1080 or 720 and publish it at 480 pixels.
Yes.
Any phone from 2014 produces better video than that thing. All you have to do is make sure you figure out your lighting, make sure you do the right research and figure out what you want to do, and most important, the content, the story.
Yes.
It's not about the resolution.
Story is king.
Story is king. So make sure you have a compelling story and figure out these other things, the lighting and which those
Just
ones come
addition.
afterwards. Yeah. Once the audio and the story are on point, the rest is very simple. So you have the tools to create content. Your phone, on the one you're watching this video on, is more than sufficient. That's all I can say.
That is Mr. Blue, should I call him Mr. Nyaika, reminding us to ignite our blue. Remember, use what you have to get the best results that you can be able to create out there. Now, let us continue with the conversation. Remember, the hashtag to use is Ignite Your Blue. Till next time, it's a goodbye from us.